In this video, I want to talk about, again, another time value of money issue, which is referred to as an annuity problem. Now, annuities are equal cash flows for certain periods of time. So we have to think about a couple things here. So we're going to be making payments, right? So they're going to be equal for a certain period of time. We also need to take into account when we think those payments are going to be made. Will they be made at the beginning of a time period, or will those payments be made at the end of the time period? So we'll talk about that as we go through the time value, in this case, the future value of an annuity. And again, future values are questions of investing. So let's think about this. Let's say we're going to invest. We can earn 10%, and let's say we're going to do this for 30 years. The payment, we need to tell how much money are we going to invest per period. Now, this is once per year. So let's say that we're going to invest, has to be a negative number, right? Because it's an investment. We're going to invest $12,000 a year into this account. How much will be there at the end of the time frame? So here we have the future value of an ordinary annuity would be 1.973, right? So if you put in $12,000 a year for 30 years, you would have $1.97 million in that account. If you did it as an annuity due, right? And we can do this if we change this. We could just change this to a 1, right? Again, nothing happens to the thing. It just shows up, right? So we would end up with $2.1 million, almost an extra $200,000 in funds. If we started today, put $12,000 in today, instead of waiting to the end of the year and then investing $12,000 then. So that is what we refer to as an investment in an annuity, not the insurance product annuity, but an annuity as in a cash flow period. Now, we naturally do this at our workplace, right? Every month, let's say every month, you invest, let's just say 5% of your salary. So let's say you make $10,000 a month. So if we take equals $10,000, now divide that by 12, right? How much are we going to invest each period? Each period, we're going to invest $833 of our money into an account. So 10,000, right? 30 years. Interest is every month, right? Monthly. If we invest this, oops, I'm sorry, it's the wrong sign. I forgot to put the negative sign in there. That'll make a difference. Now we're going to get 1.8 million. So we get 1.8 million if we put in $833 a month. Again, that's $10,000 divided by 12. And I guess we could just go back just so it's a similar question, right? 12, if you make that 12,000, that's $1,000 a month. 2.26, if you remember the last example was 1.9. So if you do it monthly, the same amount of money, you'd actually end up with an extra $300,000 in that account. So that is what we refer to as the future value of an annuity. Now, there are some things that we can do with this type of question, I guess, and we'll save that for a later video. Again, this is the future value of an annuity with compounding and also with looking at different types of maybe retirement questions, right? How much will you have in your account? You may know what this is already. right? So if you put in 5% of your money, if you make 50,000 a year, you know how much is going to go in every year. Now, your company could also match that. So if you put in 5 and they put in 5%, that's 10%. That's $5,000 a year, right? So again, if we have $5,000 a year, right? Oops, sorry, one too many zeros. 5,000 divided by 12, right? That's 10%. 5% for you, 5%. That's 416,000. And I forgot my negative sign. Again, you always got to remember the negative sign. How I know that is I'm actually asking for a future value is giving me a present value. So again, my current investment strategy is going to net me about $941,000 in my retirement account in 30 years. Let's say I'm going to be 60 in 30 years. What if I say, whoops, no, I'm going to work till I'm 65. All you got to do is change the year from 30 to 35. Now it's 1.58 million. So again, the idea here is to understand how things grow. What if we say, look, I think that my salary will go up by about 2% a year. What will that do? Well, now if my salary goes up by 2% a year, that means this payment goes up by 2%. Now I'm going to have 1.9 million instead of 1.5 million. Now this formula is pretty complicated if you see it up above here, but it is a formula again that helps us look at if we have changes, right? In the case of future value, we're saying that my raises are typically 2% a year. So if that's true, what happens to my earnings or my investment over time? Hope you enjoyed the video. Look forward to seeing you soon.